Hi guys, I'm Sophie.
And I'm Chloe.
And this is the Pillow Pod.
Woo! We actually did it. You need to start introducing them. You're way better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You. Really appreciate that. So guys, we've just wrapped up on season 3 and it was absolutely amazing.
So many amazing guests.
Exactly.
I love having the guests on the pod.
Yeah, the guests make it. I really do enjoy just sitting down with them and picking their brain and seeing how they started their businesses, etc., etc. So today, we're actually interviewing a special guest. And she sat right next to us, actually.
It's the drama intro. It's the most confidence you've ever had because we're not talking to you. You over the moon,
mate. So, I'm actually sat with Chloe Diana Studio.
Hi, happy to be here.
Yep, she's a content creator, photographer, and presenter. So, let's get into it.
Can't deal with
It's giving YouTube like 2012. I love this.
This is how I see me. I'm getting a taste of my own medicine right now. I'm getting humbled.
So, can you tell us the story behind Chloe Diana Studios and how it started and how we got here?
How we got here. So, Chloe Diana Studios, it is a bit of a mouthful, so I do normally refer to it as CDS. So I originally came up with the idea when I was away traveling. I have a background in art and photography and theatre, but obviously got caught up in hospitality. Life happens.
As you do.
Fell in there, came out 10 years later, and I was like, right, I'm gonna go traveling. So I took all the cobwebs off of my old camera and started shooting whilst I was abroad. And I found, like, as I was photographing again, I was getting the taste and then really enjoying, like, capturing moments. And whilst we were away, we were traveling in Croatia, and I stumbled into a wedding that was, like, happening on the promenade in the town we were staying in. And it's not like how Brits do weddings. Like, it was, like, the most insane wedding. It's a whole
party.
thing.
Yeah.
So I just kind of started shooting documentary style. Didn't use any of it, like, because obviously I'm not going to be there, like, take your picture and share it to the world. Like, no.
Because you're also posting a lot on TikTok as well.
Yeah, so that was this was just after lockdown, so TikTok was still fresh and new and exciting. And I did a travel TikTok alongside all of the photography. And then I was, like, playing around with the whole social media, taking videos. But again, wasn't trained in anything, didn't take any specific courses for this. I just started capturing moments and editing them together. And then it got to the point that I grew the TikTok channel to, like, a couple thousand followers of just the week I had in Croatia. And I was like, this is interesting. So whilst I was away, I then started just coming up with, like, a brand of solely photography. And I booked my first little shoot for £20, bless my heart.
£20. I can't even deal.
Wouldn't even open my eye for 20 quid now. But back then, mate. Facts.
That's
Back
jokes.
then, though, I was cartwheeling and screaming around the house like, I've just been booked for 20 quid! And then I
open my eye. That's so real.
So real. But then I landed back from Croatia, started photographing everything, and a lot of photographers and media creators will relate to this. When you're first building your portfolio and you're not sure in your niche, you'll capture everything and anything. Like, I was doing football games to headshots to baby shower, everything. And obviously where that then grew, I then ended up going back to my standard job of hospitality, took over their social media to get more of a practice with it. And then I was self-taught as I was working in my part-time job. And then I ended up taking on a shopping centre's social media because they had found me on socials. I was then building my own client base, and it got to the point that I could then quit hospitality because I could afford to do this full time because the clients were just, like, coming in, and I was getting an understanding, and I was picking it up quickly.
Yeah. I feel like everything happened very quickly for you.
Overnight.
100%.
Like, I landed back from Croatia in October with the idea and did that first little shoot. And then February of the following year, I'd quit and gone full time. So it was, that's ridiculous saying that. Like, 4 months. 4 months it took to go full time. And then after that, I'm like, sorry, really boring talking about me. And after that, it's actually changed my life. So let me just stop being sarcastic. After that, I was then really trying to find my niche because I could see, especially in the area that my business is, there is a gap in the market with media, and I found photography, it just wasn't doing it enough for me. So then I started playing around with video, and there is this misconception of you have to be a full videographer and be able to shoot like a Tarantino film, and it's like, no. And then I discovered content creation. And again, people think, oh, it's just UGC. When you're just talking to camera, you're going to get gifted collabs, and people think it's unobtainable. It's not. Like, I started reaching out to labels, to brands, and a lot of the stuff at the beginning you do for free to build the portfolio you're missing. And then I started to niche down into more social media focus. So brands that are wanting to like really push their socials, do their websites. And then I found over time that I became very attractive for like a fashion and beauty market clientele. So I've gone very like fashion luxury for the branding side of things.
How would you describe like your photography and your content? Like, what sort of style would you say?
Style. So I do branding and weddings. So the whole thing with weddings is documentary as well as cinematic and natural. With my branding, I would say it's impactful, modern, and I would say like artistic. Because definitely. How I shoot is, it's the same way as if I would paint. I go in with the same, like for instance, with your headshots we did, where, you know, to show that you're a semi-permanent makeup artist, it's like, okay, I could easily do the classic, you sit on your bed and I take
my machine
and I take a headshot of her. It's like, it's not a bit of you, it's not a bit of me.
We've seen it all before.
Yeah, so I was like, right, we threw all of her pigments into water, we put her pigments all over her hands, and we just got her to cover her face in her work. And I was like, that is like so different
and impactful
and loud, because it's the gap, and that's where all of my work, I'm thinking of whatever client I have, is I want to find the gap in their industry, because their content will stand out.
Exactly.
And by far, that's my favourite picture I've taken. And it's now on a huge pull-up banner.
Yeah. So I get to look at myself every time I see it.
Ego boost to be like, because you're beautiful.
Oh.
No.
What's the most...
Sorry, back to you.
I'm actually the interviewer
I'm trying
today.
to like host my own episode.
So what's like the most rewarding part of your job as a content creator?
I think for a long time, I've always had really good people skills, because well, you kind of had to when I was in hospitality. It's just something you had to be good at, or you're just going to sink. And I think I'd always make such a difference for my clients. And it's like I recently did a shoot last week, and I've literally, my DMs have just been filled, and she's going through every image like, I don't even believe that's me. So I think a huge thing, it's like really finding that confidence in someone. And the first person I did it with was you. Everyone stops crying. Let me just lift the tone back up. Oh my God. But my first test shots were your pictures that we did after I came back, and I remember you being like, there's no way I'm going in front of the camera. And then it was something like, I then realised I'm going to get this from everyone, like not just branding, shoots, but it's going to be the same with weddings, brides, grooms, like people in front of a camera. Like, it is a lot to ask. So it's like, I think the most rewarding thing is being able to know you're building that trust. And I've never been one of those, for my business, it's not right, well, you've booked me for 3 hours, I'm out here at 4:01. That's not me, that's not my business, because if I'm working with someone who's very nervous, I will be patient and I will take the time.
Exactly.
Because the other way around, I know I would be nervous.
Yeah, exactly. What's been like your favourite shoot so far? Or was it my one? Obviously.
Steady on. My favourite shoot would be probably I think it was one of the weddings I did. And it was the first time that I was kind of let off my leash. I wasn't shadowing. I was booked last minute. and I was doing content, and it was there was so much going on. Like there were areas where it was quite stressful from like an organisation point of like multiple creators being there, and things go wrong with events and weddings all the time.
Yeah.
But I think it was great. I loved it because I wanted to see the ugly of a creator in a high stress environment. Yeah. And I love that because
she thrives.
I love it. The quicker you were thrown in, the quicker you've adapted the skill. And then if you're faced with that again, you know how you're going to handle it.
Exactly.
But this wedding had everything from smoke bombs to fireworks and it was everything. And it's like, there's nothing better than when you're working in the creative industry, when you know you've just got something beautiful for your portfolio and you're going to use that on everything. Hi, I'd like to inquire for a wedding. There's this video. There's this video.
Facts.
The best stuff, mate. No,
Do you have
I
like
loved
a
it.
dream client or like someone you just love to work with?
A
like,
dream
they don't even need to be
client.
like a celebrity or anything.
I think the thing I really want to push next level is, so obviously I do a lot of presenting and interview stuff for a couple of my clients. I always include interviews, but mine is being on a red carpet, man. Like interviewing celebs.
100%.
And having like that personality of where everything you've learned from all of your different clients, from everything beforehand, everything I've learned from hospitality, of like being able to manage people skills and conversations. That's the most high pressure environment to try and get content, and I'm itching to do that, like to be able to be involved with the press in that way, in something that is,
I just feel like that is so you.
It's always been a dream
That's
of
your
mine.
personality.
Oh, one day, guys. But yeah, that would be my dream, 100%.
Okay.
This host is taking a bit long for our questions.
So, okay, we know that you're obviously like a photographer and content creator, but what is it that you actually wanted to be when you were younger? Like, was this even on the cards?
Shock horror, I've got a background in theatre. So, no way! You're not dramatic. Rolls titles. I'm classically trained in theatre, and both classical, physical and musical, and I was training to be an actress. And I also was going to go into teaching it as well. And then I was like, well, there's no money in there. Mate, like, but that was the whole reason we were at college and then going to uni, is like I wanted to go and train and be a teacher. And I was like, it's just, there's the syllabus, the whole thing of being controlled as an artist. I was like, nope.
Yeah. What was like your biggest turning point? Was it knowing like you didn't want to do the teaching anymore and branching off from that, or
what of why I started my business?
Just in general in your life, like the biggest turning point you've had that's really put things into perspective for you?
Biggest turning point I've had would be in my personal life, where I left. I had a huge shift in my relationship. I was in a long-term relationship for like 8 years since I was a teenager. And it wasn't great. It was a bit of a rough one, but it was very much, I was in an environment where I felt I had no worth. I just wouldn't grow. And it was very much, that would just be my life. And I'll just have to accept that I'm not going to do anything with my life. And I think it was a combination of that and then experiencing COVID, meeting you. It was just, she's like, you're welcome, guys. I just knew I was worth more and I was destined for something bigger. And something that's always sat with me is my drama teacher at school said on my last day when I left, she was like, I'm going to see your name in lights one day. And I was like, you will.
And we're getting there.
Whether it's good or bad, I'll let you know. Most wanted. Great.
Okay, I think it would be fun to do some really quick fire
I'm ready.
questions
I'm
for the
so
last
ready.
5 minutes.
So stimulating.
So let's get into it.
Right, hit me.
Dream photo shoot location.
Paris or Milan for a wedding.
If you could capture any celeb, who would it be?
One of the Kardashians.
Fairs. What's one thing that you would never leave the house without?
Phone and coffee.
That's funny, because the next question is tea or coffee?
Tea. Jokes. Coffee. Who drinks tea? Sorry, don't cancel me.
Editing late at night or early in the morning?
Late at night, man.
Yeah. If you weren't a photographer, what would you be doing?
I'd be an actress.
Okay. One word to describe CDS.
Modern.
Oh, okay. Do you have a party trick?
I can sing.
Okay, yeah, fairs.
Yeah.
Me like, what is she going to say? I'm scared.
No, I was scared. I copped out on that one. I had another one lined up, but wait for that in the behind the scenes. So I can't. No.
And the last one, what is one of your goals on your bucket list?
Bucket list is to build an empire, push my business into a marketing agency, build a team, have my own space, build it outside of the UK, and just push the creativity. I want to show that marketing and content does not need to be outdated, and you can still channel your artistry through that. Stay
You heard
tuned.
it here first. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe. And we'll see you soon.
Where is this energy on every episode?
Take care guys.
Bye.